welcome to Live and Local on QCTV. I'm Ashley Wagner, City of Champlin Communications, and we are live at the ICE Forum, excited to talk about 2025 events, programs, environmental initiatives, and get a chance to sit down and talk with city leadership, starting with our city administrator, Bret Heitkamp. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome. It's really hard to believe that it's already going to be the end of the first quarter of 2025. I feel like this year has just started so quickly and gone so quickly. Can you remind us about the 2025 initiatives and give a quick State of the City update?
Yeah, I think some of the key initiatives for us in 2025 from an administrative and council perspective certainly involved completing the negotiations and establishing an owner-operator for the restaurant in the crossings. We don't need to go into that. It's our final piece and a lot of time and effort, and I think the residents have got a taste of what it is, and certainly this will be the finishing touch. So that was an extremely busy year, obviously administratively for the organization. A big year of transition in 25, a lot of key positions, and so I think we have been diligent about our succession planning and so on, and the number of key positions in the organization impacted there.
I would say hiring does seem to be the theme of 2025, with probably the biggest announcement of all being your retirement after 38 years of serving this city and this community. It's remarkable. Thank you and congratulations on this achievement and this milestone ahead. Don't worry, he's not done yet. No. We still have a lot to do, but I am excited to just take a second before we talk about that and that transition and what that timeline looks like, to just look back. So you started at the city in the Parks and Recreation Department, correct?
I did. Right out of college, I went to work for the City of Chaska, and in my first 6 months there, I got a call from the City of Champlin, the then city administrator, and said they were looking to start a Park and Rec department in Champlin, and wondered if I had an interest, and I did. I applied and ultimately received the job. So that was the beginning of the end for me in terms of how I ended up in Champlin.
That's remarkable. What drew you to Champlin, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, for one, it was a job opportunity that provided some increased scope. I loved the opportunity to create a Park and Rec department. So from that standpoint, everything every day was a new challenge. So I loaded up my Chevy Chevette and headed off for Champlin, and Champlin has embraced me my entire career. My family, we lived here, raised our kids here. It's just a phenomenal place to live.
I love that, and I don't believe there's a corner of Champlin that is untouched by a positive impact that you've had, and so I know so many thank you for that. So tell me, when did you transition from Parks and Recreation to City Administrator?
So I was head of the Park and Rec Department, and then in 1991 we had some very serious budget challenges, and the organization went through a complete reorganization, and so I assumed the role of Parks and Public Works Director, taking over for or administering the Public Works end, is in addition to the the Parks Department. And did that for a number of years, and then I had applied for and received an offer for the Bloomington Park and Rec Department, and so with that, then Champlin offered me the Deputy Administrator position, and Kurt Ulrich was gracious enough to mentor me under his tutelage there. I took over and did all the labor negotiations and everything he didn't want to do. So it was a great opportunity for me. And then in 1999, Kurt went to the DNR, and I was appointed as the city administrator and have been ever since.
What a story. What a timeline. So looking back at this career, 38 years, are there any moments that just really stand out for you? Whether it's a favorite memory, favorite project, certain community development pieces?
I would say, again, I've been blessed with some good coaches and mentors. You know, I remember when I got sent down to downtown Minneapolis to the Thresher Square building, and we were negotiating the final acquisition of what is now the Southwest area. We were, at the time, the park was to be located up behind Parkview Development, and we didn't have a second water tower site, and so we negotiated both the relocation of JRAC and the water tower site. And so with that came Bob Engstrom, who is the developer of the Southwest area, and Bob was so far ahead of his time in terms of incorporating natural amenities, and from a park and rec standpoint, he and I had a similar vision on the trail system and what we felt it could bring to Champlin with its proximity to the park reserve and then tying in the existing parks. And for 3 months, Bob and I walked every one of those trails that exist out there right now. And so I think the development of the trails in the Southwest area and the parks, certainly the change in the focus of the Mississippi crossings used to be called the Gateway development, and it would be now located at the location of the site directly adjacent to the bridge. And when we had just too many constraints with what the community wanted to do with the Mississippi Crossings project, and so I had offered up Mississippi Point Park, and which was at that point was just the access road to the boat launch. But we had far too much unutilized riverfront, and then it just matched and meshed with the council and its vision to reorient the community to the riverfront and to activate the riverfront for the residents. But I think I'm most excited about the fact of who and what Champlin is. I was a small town guy. We had a vision for Champlin. I have been blessed in working for great city councils. They stuck to their guns in terms of the development of the 169 corridor. We knew we didn't want to be the city of Ramsey and Highway 10 and a city of car dealerships, or, you know, in Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center. And I think it's turned out great. And I talked about how the community accepted me, and we invested as a family heavily in the community and all the civic organizations and the community pride the residents have. I'm just so proud to be part of it.
And you should be. You've done a magnificent job, from creating the park system and the trails to the stamp you're leaving with the creation of Mississippi Crossings and the 169 corridor. You should be very proud.
It's been fun.
And also excited for retirement,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I have to assume retirement for you, looking ahead, will mean time with those grandkids you adore so much.
I am hoping to become a professional grandfather. Granted, our family have always been big lake and cabin and water people, and we have four grandkids now and 13 total, and they are all directly affiliated with our life at the cabin, and the grandkids love the water, and so I'm going to have a great opportunity to share that. And hopefully pass some of those memories on to them.
Going to be so much fun for you. Something really positive to look forward to. Well, give us a quick update on what will the transition look like, what is your timeline, and what are your hopes for the future of Champlin leadership?
So my final day is May 26th, then, which is 60 days from today. I have been working very hard to check a lot of boxes, and it's really important for me to have things administratively bundled to the point that the person coming in will have an opportunity to do the true evaluation. It's time for Champlin to have a new set of eyes and ears, and you know, the vision is there. We have great development planning and whatnot. So I'm most proud of our staff that we have right now. We are in such good shape. No matter what the future brings now, we're going to be moving into master planning the Old Town area now, and with the with the county road changes that are coming on Dayton Road and ultimately the trail on West River Road, there's still fun things ahead, and certainly plenty of exciting opportunities to be involved with.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your leadership, for your time. I know I speak on behalf of the staff when I say the next person coming in has very big shoes to fill from the standpoint of caring and loving the community as much as you do, caring and loving your staff as much as you do. We are really grateful for your leadership and just can't thank you enough.
Thank you very much. Champlin is a huge, huge part of my life and always will be. So.
Well, the good news is you're not done yet, right?
Not done yet.
So we're saving those tears for May.
Exactly.
And we still have a lot to do over the next 2 months, and I'm looking forward to it, as is the rest of the staff.
We're in good hands. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, up next, Riverway Church is not new to the community, but they do have a new facility, and they are excited to share about what's ahead. Let's take a look.
Yeah, we are very excited. After 13 and a half years of being portable as a church at Champlin Park High School, it is great to have our own permanent facility here in Champlin, located at Highway 169 and 117th Avenue. And this coming Sunday is our grand opening at 9 a.m. or 10:45. The services are identical, and all you need to do is show up. And we are a Christian non-denominational church, and it's open to everybody in our community. Yeah, when we started this whole thing, our dream was one day to build not only a church, but also a community center. And our hope has always been that this building would get used 7 days a week by our local community. You know, for us, it was always important for us to be a forward-facing church, a church that led with blessing and made a difference in our community. And that's why we have great partnerships, not only with our city, we do a lot of co-sponsored events with the City of Champlin, but also we're very involved in all 4 schools, supporting the teachers and the administration there, and just being a blessing wherever we can. And so the community aspect to us really ranks number 1 as a priority for us as a church.
Today, I'm hanging out with the crew of Bricks and Minifigs, a local family-owned Lego shop in Champlin that specializes in, well,
maybe worse at
bricks and minifigs. They have a huge selection and will also buy or give you trading credit for your old Legos.
Hi, welcome in. You looking to do a trade here?
Yes, I am. Just like I did here with my old R2-D2 that I just don't have space for anymore. After I traded in my R2-D2, I sat down with store owner Eric Lewis. Eric has a majestic beard, so I asked him if I could refer to him as the Lego Wizard, which luckily he was totally into.
We have a lot of unique, hard to find things that you're not going to find at a big box store. You're not going to find at the Lego store at the mall. We have thousands and thousands of minifigs on display, not to mention what we might have in the back. A lot of old rare sets, like old Avatar stuff. We have the old Sandcrawler right now. This wall of sets evolves every day. Stuff comes out, off the wall, gets put back on the wall. So you come here 3 days in a row, you're not going to see the same stuff.
The LEGO Group was founded in 1932 in Denmark and has created connection for all ages. Yes, the pieces physically connect, but it goes much further than that. It's a human connection. Legos bring us together. Take Eric, for example. His childlike wonder for Lego has stuck with him for most of his life.
Oh man, when I was like 5, Ice Planet, old castle stuff. I took a sabbatical during my teenage years and then came back to Lego as a way to bribe my teenage son into spending time with me, and now here we are.
This is precisely why you should go shop for Lego at Bricks and Minifigs. Not just for the wisdom, but for the connection.
Just like Lego, we are $2 to $99. We got something for everybody. Like I say to people who come in the door who are curious about this, if you're the kind of person who can sit down and do something, and there are people who can't sit, they got to be moving, but if you're the type of person who can sit down and do something, there's a Lego set for you.
This is one of my favorites. It's the plum blossom, and it has like a pot that's really fun. It uses a really cool building technique, and of course it has the flowers and stems, and it also makes a very, very nice display piece. You don't have to water it either, which is great, so you can't accidentally kill your Lego plant.
I think we've established that I had more Lego sets than anybody else in my house before we started this. So once they started making ones that appealed to me in like the last 6 years or so is when I started getting more into it.
We're family owned. We're not Target or Walmart or Amazon. We're just local. Our kids are in the wrestling team with your kids. Our kids are in track with your kids. Like, we're a part of the community.
You can find Bricks and Minifigs in Champlin at the end of the strip mall on Aquila Drive. Stop in for the connection and all your Lego needs.
Welcome back. Now joining us is our Recreation Facilities Manager, Chad Stancer.
Right.
Thank you so much for letting us host today's show here at your beautiful Ice Forum. It's a staple in the community. And your new role oversees this facility as well as the Mississippi Crossings Event Center, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I just started here. It'll be 6 months on Monday, I think is
exciting.
exactly 6 months. Came from the city of Andover, so I've really enjoyed my time so far. Most of my time this winter was spent here. Got started right at the beginning of hockey season, so thrown right into the fire, but the transition's gone really well so far.
Wonderful, awesome. When you started in this new role that oversees both facilities and during this facility's busiest time period, what did you focus on first?
I've always been a big relationship guy, so to start with, trying to get familiar with the important people with the Youth Hockey Association, the board members, president, obviously the high school coaches, and the athletic directors with that, just making sure we're all on the same page. For about a year, there'd been kind of a awkward transition, if you will, from the previous manager, so it was just trying to really formulate those relationships, find out what youth hockey's needs were, what high school hockey needs were, and do my best. And so far, I think it's turned out really well.
Well, I can speak from experience. I thought this was one of the smoothest hockey seasons that we've ever seen here at the Ice Forum. So
Good to hear.
you're off to a great start. Oh, well, I know that inside of the Ice Forum there are a lot of opportunities, from rental spaces to renting the ice to programming that maybe residents at home watching don't know about. So let's jump into each of those and give you a chance to share a little bit more. Starting with ice rental availability and cost and how someone finds out about it.
Yep, so again, I'm going to reference our website. There's a lot of great information out there thanks to your hard work and keeping us up to date the best we can anyway. So we do have an online calendar that lists all our ice time for sale. I do my best as hours become available. I try to keep at least a month in advance. You can search that way. This time of year, ice is $185 an hour. That's a pretty standard rate in the area. In the winter time, in the busy season, this next will be $255 an hour. I will say in the winter time, it's very limited amount of hours that are available because of the Youth Hockey Association has priority along with the high school. So this time of year, if you're looking for an hour of ice, I can find time. Maybe not.
And those ice rentals, whether you're looking to bring a group up to work on the ice or maybe looking to do a birthday party, they're available for pretty much anything, correct?
Yep, so we do offer, when you mentioned birthday parties, we do have two different approaches you can do for birthday parties. In the winter, we have a fairly standard open skate time, which is Sundays 1:45 to 3:15. You can book a birthday party at that time. It includes 15 passes for the open skate session, plus 2 hours of our small meeting room, which can accommodate about 25 to 30 people sitting down. And that is $150 for a resident and $165 for a non-resident, so it's really good value, we feel.
Amazing.
If you want to do a private birthday party, you essentially just rent an hour of ice at the market rate, and then you get the meeting room for free for 2 hours to host your birthday party.
It's a great value.
We try to overlap it so you have the room for 1 hour while your people are ice skating, and then you have an hour after to do snacks and presents or whatever.
I'm sure residents are excited to hear about that. It's a great opportunity for a
So
birthday
yeah,
party.
especially in the springtime, we tend to get a lot of birthday parties. We've had quite a bit of Saturdays and Sundays with birthday parties in here recently.
It's the hockey families. We're not ready to give up the ice
Yeah.
yet, so we'll just host a party at the Ice Forum.
Yeah. So, in summertime, it could be a nice option instead of going outside when it's really hot and humid. You come inside. Just remember that you will want gloves and a jacket.
Yes.
That's the most common mistake when people come in the summer for open skate is they realize, oh, it's really cold in here, isn't it? So,
Yes. Well, you mentioned the meeting rooms. Let's say I'm not a skater and I'm not looking to rent ice. Can I rent one of the meeting rooms at the Ice Forum for something else?
Yep, so again, you can go to our website. There's a link for meeting room rentals. You create an account through CivRec, which is a citywide reservation software that we use. We have a small room that you can accommodate about 40 people in maximum, and that there's a resident rate and a non-resident rate. It's $35 for resident and $40 for non-resident.
I'm so impressed you have that off the top of your head.
Yeah, and then there's a large meeting room, which is $40 and $45. That one you can we can hold about 75 people in there. Mm-hmm. You can rent it basically anytime the facility is open. We do have an occasion if you rent multiple hours on a Sunday or a Saturday in the summer when we might not have ice rental, we would make the room available for you. It's a really good price point, I think. I mean, it's really reasonably priced. We have some local businesses that host meetings here off-site of their
And you mentioned you're looking to update those rooms. Can you share a little bit more about
Yep, so
what's to come?
they could use a little bit of TLC right now. So in April here, we're putting in new carpeting in the large room, and then we're converting the small room from carpet to vinyl flooring to help up with cleanup. We try to steer all the food and beverage as much as we can into that room. Mm-hmm. Hoping to get larger TVs in there and modernize technology in there to help with meetings. So I'm excited. Finally picked out colors and carpet.
That's great. And if someone's looking to rent space not here at the Ice Forum, we have a couple of other opportunities between the Event Center and the Community Center, correct?
Yeah, so I guess the community center to me is kind of a forgotten building in a way. When I think community center, I think, you know, large activities and stuff. This is definitely more of a, almost like a family room kind of setting with a small kitchenette and a small banquet area, if you will, but then it also has, you know, couches and chairs for comfort. So we do have a lot of baby showers in there. Birthday parties we'll have in there. We've got some grad parties booked in there. It's just a block north of the facility here. Again, through the website, you can book that.
Okay, awesome. And then let's talk programming here. What programming would you like to share with the community that is taking place inside of the Ice Forum?
Yeah, so when the new summer recreation brochure comes out, where you have ice skating lessons that will start on June 8th, and they're June 9th, Monday. And they run through the first week of August, and they're Monday nights from 7:30 to 8:30. So that you can't sign up yet, but keep that in mind when the summer registration comes out, the rec programming.
Perfect.
We do offer stick and puck and open skate right now really only during the day. The open skates in the morning, followed by stick and puck. It's noon to 2. So open skates, just skating. The stick and puck, you can bring stick and a puck out there, why it's called stick and puck. But we don't encourage organized games. It's more just out there to work on individual skill, just an opportunity to safely use your stick and puck. So.
Sounds like a fun thing for kids and families to explore during the summer, perhaps.
Yeah, so with spring break coming up, this past couple of weeks has been extra busy, and we'll continue now with a couple of the other districts in the area, a fair amount of stick and puck and open skaters out there.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with residents on changes for the Ice Forum, any of the facilities you manage?
I guess, you know, one thing, and I think we're maybe going to touch on it, the farmers market is moving back over here. Last year it was over at the Mississippi Crossings. We did a vendor and a visitor survey at the end of the year, and the biggest complaint was traffic. So most people that are in the area know 169 can get really backed up, and most people didn't really want to veer off the road to visit the farmers market. So historically it had always been here. So we'll be moving back over here starting June 17th from 2 until 6. So every Tuesday evening through September, the farmers market will be back over here at the Ice Forum. So I think everybody's excited about it.
Yes.
That it's back here.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, being on the show to share about the Ice Forum, the Event Center, and all of the opportunities inside of the Ice Forum. I think one we forgot to mention, though, that's really exciting for businesses is the opportunity to put up their logo inside of the Ice Forum and reach out to the eyes that are in here all the time to promote their businesses.
Sure, yeah, we have a couple of different options for advertising. The bigger one is the dasher boards, the white boards that are around the rink. They're technically called dasher boards. I would say we probably have about a dozen spots that are open. There's different price points. Again, everything's on the website. You can do a 1 year to 3 year contract. We do have some advertising above the bleachers that's available as well. The Zamboni may be available or may not. I'm in negotiations with the current advertiser.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some final details, but if you're interested, please reach out to me, and I can circle back with you if it becomes available.
All right.
Everybody stares at the Zamboni, so it's a really good opportunity.
It is. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Chad mentioned a little bit about some of the summer events ahead, and now joining us is going to be our Parks and Recreation team to tell us more about what's ahead for summer and spring events.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Yankee, Parks and Recreation Manager here for the City of Champlin. You might recognize the backdrop behind me. I am down at the Mississippi Crossings Event Center by the outdoor performance area. It's a little too early for concerts, but we are getting ready for some exciting other events this spring and summer. Recently, we'll be looking at the Andrews Park Easter egg hunts. That'll be on Friday, April 18th. at 11 a.m. for our tiniest friends and 11:45 a.m. sharp for the 5 and up crowd. Make sure to bring an Easter basket or a pail to put your eggs in and enjoy that family event by Riverway Church. Also coming up here at the Mississippi Crossings Event Center will be the Northwest Food Truck Fest, kicking off on Sunday, April 27th. We hope to have over 25 different sweet and savory different food trucks here. It's a great opportunity to come out and see this venue and try a whole bunch of different great local offerings from some different food vendors. Then shortly following that, we will have our May Spring Craft Fair. So this event will also be held at the Mississippi Crossings on Saturday, May 3rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We hope to have about 20 vendors inside the building. So come on out. Again, it's free to attend, and then look at some of the local artisans and crafters that we would have available for you. Later that month, we'll have the citywide garage sale. While it's going to be a few months out, registration, if you would like to participate as a home and have a sale at your house, you would need to be registered by April 15th. And if you're looking to shop and find your next treasure, the dates for that would be May 8th through the 10th for the citywide garage sale. Well, one of the things notable about summer, of course, now beginning to be a tradition, is the Summer Series concerts down here at the Mississippi Crossings on Thursday evenings. Those will kick off on Thursday night of Father Hennepin Festival, June 11th, and then we'll continue for 11 weeks throughout the summer. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. to 9 or so, we'll have 4 different food trucks. Elm Creek Brewing will be on site, as well as the Lookout. Again, those are free to attend. Check out our website at ci.champlin.mn.us for both the schedule and some parking information. As the summer progresses, another one of the fan favorites has quickly become our big trucks and cool stuff. This is simply Champlin's Vehicle Day. It's your opportunity to bring your little one out to the Parks and Public Works facility behind the Public Works Department's building and get them into that big road grader or the snow plow or a police car or a fire truck. We'll have some savory snacks out there. And again, this event is going to be on July 31st, starting at 4 p.m., running until 7. And so make sure you mark your calendar early so you can get out to all these great family events. To stay current on all the great events and activities that we have coming up, you can always check your brochure, which will be in mailboxes probably as we speak. You can also check our website at ci.champlin.mn.us or follow us on Facebook at City of Champlin. Programs are open and available for registration online, or follow us on Facebook at City of Champlin. And then we will promo the events coming up, and you can stay current.
Welcome back. Now joining us is our new Environmental Resources Specialist, Stephen Touney. Thank you for joining me today. I am excited to share with the community about your new position because it is so new. Could you describe for someone who maybe doesn't know, what does an environmental specialist do? What are some of the things you'll be handling?
Yeah, definitely. In my role as the new environmental specialist, I oversee the city's stormwater system. I oversee our waste management services. I focus on sustainability planning as well as environmental review in terms of new development and make sure that the city is in compliance with environmental laws.
Wonderful. And I think probably one of the biggest initiatives you have ahead in 2025 is the organics recycling program that we are rolling out to residents in July. It is part of a Hennepin County mandate, is that correct?
That is correct. So that is part of Hennepin County Ordinance 13. So what Ordinance 13 is the mandate that or the regulation that we separate recyclables from our waste streams. And really all the new change to Ordinance 13 is the expansion of now separating out organic materials.
From our previous separation of refuse and recycling to now include organics. So for someone new to organics recycling, what does that mean? How would I even participate?
Yeah, so for residents, what that means is you'll be seeing a new collection container on your roadside for single-family homes. So you can sign up for a container on our website and or by calling the city. And really the steps for participating are, as you're cooking, just around the house and whatnot, that you're taking your food scraps and you're putting them into a compost container and then placing them into that collection container for curbside pickup. And it is important to note that all residents or single-family homes will be billed for this utility. So we highly encourage everyone to participate because not only are you having a big impact in terms of reducing methane emissions, but you're also creating new Minnesota jobs by increasing compost facilities, increasing water quality by reducing fertilizer use, and separating out more waste from going into landfills and incinerators.
And it's my understanding too that if I begin organics recycling and using the curbside collection service, I might even be able to reduce my current refuse container because there's so many items that actually belong inside of the organics recycling container. How could someone find out what goes into which container?
Yeah, a great resource is the Hennepin County website and or our own website on the City of Champlin. We have a disposal guide there for you. Some items that people may not realize that they can compost now include like pizza boxes. You can now compost meat and bones, eggshells, coffee filters, coffee grounds. It really will reduce the size or reduce the amount of waste that we are putting into our landfills and again have big environmental impacts.
Amazing. And if you want to know more about the program, next steps, how to make sure that you are registered to receive your organics curbside collection container. That's a tongue twister, say that 10 times. Where can they go to find more information on the rollout of the program, which again does not start until July, correct?
Correct. So you are able to sign up right now on the city's website. It's a short form, and or you're always welcome to call the city. But again, you will receive a new container from your hauler, and then service will begin in July or July 1st.
Awesome, wonderful. More information on the website in case they have further questions. Great. Well, we do have another initiative that you will be doing in your role, which is overseeing the Environmental Resources Commission to include all of the fun spring events ahead. Can you tell us about a few of them? Yeah, so our first event that we have coming up here is on April 22nd at 5 p.m. in Andrews Park. That's going to be our Earth Day collection event where we will have volunteers join us and we'll meet at the park and then we'll disperse around the city at local parks to clean them up. And the main reason why we're doing this is to keep as much litter out of our stormwater system. It keeps it so that stormwater can move freely from pond to pond and infiltrate nicely. Oh, it's such a fun event. I participate every year, and I love seeing the Girl Scout troops that come out, the high school groups that come out. It's such a great way to get volunteer hours. How would a resident register, and why do they need to register? So they can register on our website, and or you can always call the city. And the most important part as to why we need you to register is just so then we know how many snacks to bring. Snacks, trash bags, collection tongs, all the fun stuff. Yep. It is a free event despite the registration, but looking forward to that one. What else is ahead for the ERC events? Yeah. So on May 17th at the Mann Theater from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., we have our recycling collection event for residents and keyword residents. You do have to bring an ID to drop off paper shredding, bikes, scrap metal, tires, electronics, but for a more comprehensive list, be sure to check out our website again because prices can also vary from item to item. Wonderful. And then there's one more ahead that I know people start calling about in January because they want to know, how do they get to be on the curbside appliances collection list?
Yes. So our last event, May 19th, is our curbside appliance pickup. All you have to do is fill out a short form on our website. It'll be $16 per item, and items include, but are not limited to, be sure to check out our website, our refrigerators, microwaves, furnaces, grills, really any large appliance that you may have a hard time getting to a waste facility. We'll come and pick that up for you. So again, $16 per item.
Awesome, and you register for that on our website. Great. Well, it sure does seem like the Environmental Resources Commission does a lot of fun things and really impacts the community positively. If someone at home is watching and they want to get involved with the Environmental Resources Commission, are there openings?
Yeah, so currently we have 4 vacant seats on the Environmental Resources Commission. So this would be a great opportunity for anyone that wants to engage with local government and their community and help guide environmental policy as well as environmental programming in their community. So we have 4 open seats, 2 of which are ward number 1 seat at ward number 1, 2 seats at ward number in ward number 2, and then 1 seat at an at-large position. So there are 4 seats again available. We'd love to have you. It's a once-a-month meeting, volunteering for some events as well. And again, you get to guide the city's environmental policy.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap today?
Yeah. So one of the programs that the Environmental Resource Commission oversees is the Landscaping for Water Quality Grant. And applications for that close April 28th. However, if you want to go that extra step and be a water steward, you can always adopt a drain by going to adoptadrain.org, where you can help clean up a local storm drain and keep leaves and other materials out of our stormwater system and keep our lakes and rivers and streams super clean.
That is such valuable information. I'm sure residents are excited to hear about it. I'm sure they are looking forward to having you in the city and getting to see your face at all of these fun events. If you see Stephen around town, come to the events, come say hello. He's here to help clean up our waterways, and we are so appreciative of it. All right, well, he mentioned the Landscaping for Water Quality Grants. We had a chance to catch up with City Engineer Heather Nelson, and she's going to share a bit more about those benefits and how to apply for a grant.
Plants native to Minnesota not only add beauty, but also provide significant benefits to your garden and landscaping. The City of Champlin offers a Landscaping for Water Quality Grant to encourage property owners to create a healthier, more beautiful community while also protecting the environment.
So the Landscaping for Water Quality Grant Program is a program supported by the City of Champlin, specifically the Environmental Resources Commission, and the program was meant to support local landscaping projects for residents. Projects might include landscaping projects to improve water quality or to improve native plantings and help with our pollinator species.
Launched in 2006, this long-standing program has been both popular and successful.
Yeah, I think feedback is always really good and positive from the residents. So the grant is projects that are eligible up to $500 for an individual resident, or if residents were to go together with some of their neighbors, it could be a project that's a grant available up to $2,000 for a project grant. So people that are wanting to make improvements to their landscaping anyway, if they try and promote some of these native plantings and pollinator plantings, that help with the water quality, it's been a really positive thing for the city.
Native plants have deep root systems that make them ideal for landscaping and restoring the natural habitat for wildlife. Once established, they require little watering, minimal maintenance, and no need for constant mowing or mulching.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest aspect is to improve water quality. And some of the ways that we're doing that is by planting native plantings, which might also improve pollinator species. Those native plantings help absorb water a lot better than typical turf grass. So it's kind of a double effect. So I think sometimes people like the look of more of the pollinator type of plantings. They tend to be more flowers and prettier, where some of the native grasses don't always have the most aesthetic look, but they do certainly serve a really good purpose in improving that water quality, and meaning that we're wanting to absorb that water onto the property rather than it run off from the property.
Interested in applying? Information for the grant and the application process can be found on the City of Champlin's website.
We really do want to see a plan. We want to see what you're planning and where you're planting it on your lot, and we want to see a list of the plants that you're planting, because again, we really want to focus on those native plantings and plantings that are native specifically to Minnesota. So those are the sort of things that we really want to see, and it should be detailed in the application pretty good.
By adding more native plants, one garden at a time, we can make a big positive impact on the environment.
Yeah, I think that overall, you're going to be helping the environment. You're doing your part. And the city, we do have a plan to implement larger projects that improve water quality. But those smaller projects do make a difference. So you have one big project, but if you've got multiple smaller projects, you can still make a difference.
Welcome back. Now joining us is Champlin Mayor Ryan Sabas. Thanks for being here today. I have to say it's been an exciting start to 2025, a busy start to 2025. Let's talk January and the groundbreaking of the new Riverfront restaurant at Mississippi Crossings. Tell us about Char Blue.
Wow, I mean, it's coming quick. And so we're so excited. January was so fun with the ownership and the leadership in Champlin to get together and break some ground over there in the Mississippi Crossings. We've had pretty much good weather for them to get a lot of work done. If folks are driving by the crossings or in that part of Champlin, you can see the walls going up. And talked to ownership of the restaurant yesterday, and within the next month should have an actual structure there that you can step inside of. So things are really happening fast over in the crossings and Char Blue, and we're so excited for them to open up their restaurant sometime around October this year. And it's going to be an exciting new addition to the restaurant scene in Champlin.
What type of food will they have? What type of environment can residents expect? I know there's been a lot of talk of, can I come off my boat in flip-flops, or is this a high-end steakhouse? What's ahead for this restaurant?
Well, what if I said both?
Great,
right?
That's perfect.
So we've the balance has been, not calling it a steakhouse, but their specialty truly is going to be steaks and having different quality levels of steaks that you can get. So that is going to be a niche that they have that truly Champlin maybe doesn't have that type of niche in their restaurant scene. Mm-hmm. But also the one thing the leadership, the council across my council and the councils before was we wanted a place that you could truly hop off your boat in your flip-flops and swimming trunks and feel comfortable coming up there, grabbing a drink or a burger and some wings. And so it's going to have that both. And so that is where the elevated experience has come from, is that you're going to be able to go there for a special event, but feel welcome just coming there and having a cocktail or some appetizers as well.
Tacos, will they have tacos?
I can't confirm tacos, but we'll see. I'm sure they'll have their specialties. And,
I'm out if there's no tacos.
Yeah, I hear you. They're a local ownership group. Tom DeQuattro and Corey Bannerman and their wives. They're able to. They understand the restaurant scene like nobody I've met, and so we're really excited for them to really deliver on this elevated opportunity for this restaurant right on the banks of the Mississippi for Champlin and surrounding communities.
It's truly going to be awesome. I had a chance to talk with Tracy DeQuattro, and hearing her describe it, I mean, she said there will be something for everyone. It will be from casual to elevated with an experience like no other, and I'm truly excited.
Well, you'll see me hopping up to that restaurant off my boat, so that will be a quite frequent, nice spot for the mayor at least. And I hope everyone else is going to really enjoy it, and we're excited. Every day I drive up there, and I just cannot believe it's happening. It's been a challenge.
Yeah,
it's been a challenge, but we got it. You know, a lot of things outside of our control, but we're excited that we got a great partner and we got a restaurant coming.
All right, well, probably the news we started the show with is probably the biggest news of 2025 when City Administrator of 38 years, Bret Heitkamp, announced his well-deserved retirement. He has devoted his life to the city, our community, our staff. I just don't think there's any area of the city he hasn't been a part of or positively impacted. I know you feel the same. He's leaving some big shoes to fill, if you can even say that, because it's going to be impossible to fill his shoes. But how is City Council preparing for this changing of the guard, as you like to say?
Yes, it is a changing of the guard. We've known this has been coming. You know, I've been on the council going into my 9th year as well, with most of the council serving just about as long as I have. And so we've been preparing for this as we've been coming closer and closer to the timeline that Bret gave us a while back. And so back in January, we put this out for a position that we're going to be hiring. We had an unbelievable amount of applicants apply for this job. Good quality applicants. And while challenging to go through them all, it was a good challenge to have. And so you narrow it down through your hiring process, and we had staff involved as well as the council through the whole process. And so it was a good balance of having everybody involved in this major change in Champlin. And so we found our person, and we are super excited to have them start the day after Bret leaves. And we're already working with that person on a weekly basis to make sure they're up to speed and really understand Champlin as they come on board.
Are you ready to announce who the new leader will be?
Yes. So our new city administrator for the first time announcing this her name is Jenny Max, and she is currently the city administrator in the city of Nisswa, Minnesota. And so she's coming from up north, but we are so excited, and we believe we have a rock star coming into Champlin that's going to jump right in and do a lot of great things in this city.
Well, that is exciting, and I'm sure residents can look forward to meeting her in the month of June. Bret's not done yet. We have to take a minute to acknowledge all that he's done for the city. What are you and the council going to miss the most when it comes to this leadership transition?
Well, I'll share a little story. As I was sitting through interviews for our next administrator, and it was the fact that I've known for months, if not years, that this day was going to come. And I wrote down on a piece of paper that it actually hit me that, wow, Bret Heitkamp's retiring. And it was kind of like that feeling in your stomach, that uneasiness, because he's been such an integral part of Champlin, long before I was ever involved. And he's truly the glue that's kept a lot of ideas and dreams alive, such as the crossings, you know, that spanned 6 mayors. Well, we all did our part. You know, when you have transition of leadership, you need someone to keep that dream alive. And so, well, you know, a lot of respect and credit is given to the elected officials. Just as much should go to Bret Heitkamp. And not only the crossings, but his vision and his handprint is all over this town. When you drive up 169 or drive some of these neighborhoods, Bret Heitkamp was more than likely involved. You know, there was just a few businesses in town. We didn't have Highway 169. It was Jefferson Highway. We didn't even have a high school here yet, you know, and so Bret Heitkamp is the epitome of what Champlin is. And we know he's not leaving Champlin, the community, and that's what's so special, is that not only did he work in Champlin, but he lived Champlin. And
lived
that
here,
is incredible.
Raised his children here. I just don't think I could have said it better myself, so thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
What a tribute to him.
Well, we're going to miss his leadership. There's nobody that truly wore the Champlin badge like Bret Heitkamp and defended the city like him. And so I've seen it happen when we've been toe-to-toe on issues with other neighboring cities or issues that have faced the city. And there is nobody that cares more or is more passionate about the city of Champlin than Bret Heitkamp. So he will be missed, but he has left a strong foundation. Our department heads, our staff, our council are all better because of him. And so we're excited for his retirement. We're sad to lose him, but he's got a great long retirement ahead of him and a lot of time with those grandkids at the lake. And we'll still see Bret around town. So
love that. Well, speaking of the leadership change that will be coming in June, we also have some fun things returning in June. Two of your favorite things. The MC Summer Series will be back June 5th, and Father Hennepin Festival is June 12th. What are you most looking forward to?
Well, of course, Father Hennepin, right? I mean, Father Hennepin's always fun, and I'm excited for that. And again, another 4-day festival, and we'll have the Thursday night concert series that kind of starts off Father Hennepin. But the week before that, we're starting this year is with hometown country star Anderson Daniels, and I know most people have seen him before, and they want to keep seeing him. I just ran into his brother, and he's got a few new songs out, so I'm excited for Anderson to kick off our concert series. That's such a fun Thursday night to look forward to. We've been blessed with a lot of great weather on our Thursday night concert series, and when we started that thing, we thought we were going to have hundreds of people, and there's nights we have thousands of people. And so we're prepared for it. You know, the restaurant won't be open this year to serve, but we're going to have on average about 4 food trucks every single Thursday night, as well as the Lookout handling and Elm Creek handling alcohol beverages. And even next year, in 2026, when the restaurant's open, there's still going to be a food truck element to that entire area, working with the restaurant. And so there's so much more to come. We're excited. We have an excellent lineup. Andy and Parks did a great job booking a lot of great bands. Father Hennepin, we have the fabulous Armadillos. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see you there, Ashley.
Yeah, I will. Get your tickets. And Friday night, the parade. Apparently, I'm announcing this year, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see everyone. So if you haven't signed up yet, sign up for the Father Hennepin parade and
join me in it.
Yeah.
Be in there. We're excited. There's so much fun stuff. Father Hennepin and June kicks off a lot of fun stuff here in the city of Champlin.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and talking about all the fun stuff ahead. I can't wait. We actually are now going to take a look at some of those summer events. Here's a sneak peek at the MC Summer Series and then a bonus look at the Champlin Chronicle. We'll be right back.
where can I find the list of upcoming city events? And what's being built over at Mississippi Crossings? And how do I apply for the Landscaping for Water Quality grant? And how do I collect organics for recycling? And what bands are playing at the summer concert series this year? Surely I need to spend time navigating a bunch of pages online. Well, you could do that, or you can check out the latest edition of the Champlin Chronicle. Did you know this newsletter is delivered to every single Champlin resident, and it contains all the information on city events, local business advertising, updates from the mayor, and much, much more. In case you miss your copy by mail, you can always pick up another one at City Hall. And if you're looking for a digital copy, you can find it on the city's website. Diving into the current edition, you'll find details about the new Char Blue Riverside restaurant, which just broke ground at Mississippi Crossings. You'll also find info on spring recycling and Earth Day cleanup. It's easy to see why this isn't just another piece of junk mail. The Champlin Chronicle is a comprehensive guide to city happenings you'll refer back to again and again. So keep an eye on your mailbox or stop by City Hall to grab the latest edition. And stay informed, stay updated, and live Champlin.
On behalf of QCTV and the City of Champlin, thank you for watching today's show. Until next time, have a wonderful Wednesday in our place to live.